Hey, Judge, you visited some of the hospitals yesterday. Tell me what you saw out there.
You know, I went in there and I went down there because I had heard about the shortage of space, and I had heard about the shortage of medical help that these hospitals might need. So I told my team, we're going down there to see for ourselves. And when we went down there, first question I asked, do you have the real estate to be able to accommodate people coming in? And in all cases they said yes. It's a little bit inconvenient, but yes. I said, then what is the problem? The problem is they needed bodies. They needed people to help them. Medical community needed help in terms of their nurses, in terms of ER, pediatrics, telemetry, all these various things where they needed people. So then they took me on a tour, and I walked down the halls, and I'm not exaggerating. I saw people in beds in the hallway with oxygen. I went through the emergency room. And we saw in one place, they had 90 people they were trying to get in there and only can hold 20. So they had them and had converted closets, waiting rooms, all these various things. I've never seen anything like it, to be quite honest with you. And so when it was all said and done, they told me that they needed medical help. They needed nurses and they needed ER people and those various things. And so we moved forward. Today in Commissioner's Court, we brought the need before the commissioners. And we decided that we're going to provide for our local hospitals 60 medical workers at a cost of right about $9 million to be taken from the ARPA Funds, which is the American Rescue Act funds. And this is what we need to do, and we can't wait. We need to do it right now.
Now, where are you going to find these medical personnel?
Well, we already have a number of companies, which that my team has already found, and we've got right now 60 people that we can bring in here pretty quick. 30 in the initial, and then in a few days another 30.
Okay. How's this? I mean, the hospitals you looked at were just the major, just the basic.
Yeah, we looked at the major hospitals. We went to St. Luke's, we went to Herman, we went to Methodist across I-45. We talked to the people over at Children's Hospital, and then we also talked to the people over in Kingwood and up in Conroe.
What about EMS? I mean, they're getting blanketed right now pretty heavy too.
And there's another issue. What's happening is because they don't have the people to help and the medical staff to help them as people are brought in, they end up sitting inside the ambulance for 3, 4, sometimes even 5 hours, so that they make sure that they have the medical care. Now, if they had the medical care and they could do something with these people, well, then they could go and they could do what they do best, which is go find people who are in emergency situations, and help them. And so this is going to free them up by doing this for sure.
So basically, it's putting a load on medics also, on the ambulance
Absolutely.
community.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you see in the future? What are the hospitals saying and doctors saying? Are they seeing any break in this?
Yeah, well, you know, I think we're looking at anywhere from 60 to 90 days. We have an initial spike here. And if you look at what has happened in a couple of other countries recently that went through this, there was a serious spike and then a serious movement back down. Because of how we've done our vaccines and the amount of people and whatnot, you're probably going to see a spike, a plateau, and then a down like this word motion. But again, I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you. But what they're telling me is probably 60 to 90 days.
How does this look compared to last year?
Well, it's different than last year. And the reason I say that is because that was a crisis last year as well. The difference is that this new variant that is coming in this COVID it spreads much quicker. And because so many of the elderly already have vaccines, we're finding people in the hospital now that are in their 30s up to 50-year-old in these crisis situations. We didn't see that last round. And so we're seeing a lot of that right now. And so that's a little disconcerting. That's why it's so important that if people, they've got the choice, they don't have to, but we recommend that if they're able to go and get vaccinated. You can go anywhere. You can go to CVS, you can go to Walmart. They have all of the vaccinations that you need. It's a 2-shot process. It's basically painless, and I just would encourage people to do it.
Has the county looked at doing anything like they did last year with the mass vaccination type stations?
Well, we are talking right now about the possibility of opening up for a day in a particular spot in one location, maybe in another location, and we just started talking about that today, but I can see that happening in the pretty near future where we're going to get involved as well. We don't have the shots, but the various hospital and organizations would give those to us as we then would provide whatever is needed for people to come and get in and out as quick as possible.
All right.